Does Danielle Smith have what it takes to lead Alberta into separation? We have the astrology. Please stay tuned. Remember to like and subscribe. Help me get to 1 million subscribers. Okay, I am joined today, as usual, with Billy DeBacco of Destiny Cards and Astrology, and Julia and Cynthia are native Canadians to look at these charts. And here we go, sharing the chart one. Okay, this is Danielle's birth chart. Now, some have rectified it because we don't have a exact birth time, and they've come up with noon. My feeling is that to advance a little bit to be 12:12. And let me get this right. That's a progressed. Okay, here we go. Looking at this chart, we can see that the sun's at the top of the chart, surrounded by Eris and Chiron. Eris is a dwarf planet out beyond Pluto, only 50 miles smaller than Pluto, and it represents the disconsolate, a real kind of aggravating energy. And behind the sun right there is Chiron. It looks like a little key. And that is the wounded healer. And that's going to play into this chart. As we look down below, we can see exactly the sun is opposed Uranus down by the IC. This is at the bottom. But it's conjunct the point of fortune, and it has the white moon Selena near it. And that makes me believe that Uranus won't just throw her off course. It will actually pull a rabbit out of the hat with her. Now, there's a couple other aspects we want to look at here. We're not doing a soul reading. We're just looking at her as a government person. In the 11th house, up at the 11 o'clock position, you'll see Saturn circled up there. And it's in a square with the nodes of the moon. Now, she has a Leo south node and an Aquarius north node, which is interesting. The Leo south node is that she kind of comes from a royal background. Something there, she has that built into her in her self values. And the Aquarius North Node up in the 8th house, which is a personal house, is really her love of people. And she keeps that close to her vest, but I can guarantee you that she loves the people of Alberta. It's also joined up there in her 8th house with Venus at 3 degrees of Pisces. Billy, do you have any comments you'd like to make about this chart?
No, you're carrying on well, and thank you for having me on. Sorry, my video's out tonight, so I'll be here audio wise. And hi, Cynthia and Julia. Pleasure to be on here with you. You sort of touched on all the major points there in her chart. With Saturn squaring the nodes, it's going to give her a really, really firm and disciplined way of dealing with the people in the 11th house and in government. So it's a strong Saturn, even though it's in Taurus, but it is the 11th house, and the North Node is really a Uranian-based node, and so we have Uranus there at the bottom of the chart, not quite trining it, but it's supporting it, yes. So, the sun, of course, where her south node is where she came from, and like you said, she came from royalty. So I'll let you go from there with it.
Oh, okay, good. And a reminder, Saturn in Taurus in the 11th could definitely represent the governments. Now, the other interesting there is the way that Mars squares the sun. And when Mars is behind the sun like this, down in the sixth house, there's no backing down for her. If she backs up, she feels a spear at her back. She can do nothing but march forward here. And I really think that it looks good for her career. It looks good that she's a leader of Alberta. And also, I want to get Cynthia and Julia's take on this chart if they have one they'd like to share, or a story, or what they think about her.
Let me jump in here real quick. You mentioned the Mars. The Mars is in Capricorn. It's exalted, and she's going to be, like you said, a force business wise. She's going to, Capricorn is about government. So she's got a strong force there with her in the sixth house. So that was my last take on the Mars. You touched on it well. I just wanted to add that to it.
No, that's perfect. Yeah, no, that's a strong Mars in Capricorn for sure.
Yeah.
Cynthia, Julia?
Just a quick comment, Ronnie. Can you just show people which date that you used and the time? Just because we can't see it.
Okay, I thought I mentioned that before. Okay, April 1st, 1971. I'm using 12:12 p.m. as her time. And like I say, other people have rectified her to be straight up 12 noon. And I agree with that. She's definitely a sun at the top of the chart. I just kind of used my own little method to get that other 12 on there. So I think this is extremely close for her birth time. Okay.
So in terms of comment, like also her midheaven, right? Like Fortuna is right there by her midheaven. So it's helping as well in her career and what it is that she wants to do.
Yeah, Fortuna is the fortunate daughter of Jupiter. I kind of call her the homecoming queen, the nice homecoming queen. And right up there in the midheaven. And I think that I don't really know her much. I'm not Canadian. I'm not Albertan, but from what I've seen just in the past couple months, I would say she's Alberta's homecoming queen. So
yeah, I would, especially with that Mars. I keep looking at that Mars going back to the sixth house. I think you're correct within a few minutes at least. I like that ascendant works for me. I would even maybe push it to 29 degrees. Just for her. But the 12th house or the sixth house Mars being really giving her that fight for the health of her province. And she was also the only one to, like, when Trump got in and was saying like he's going to do all these tariffs, she was down there. She went to right to him. Didn't wait around and fiddle faddle and start, puffing up her Canadian chest and saying, oh, we're so, no, she was like, okay, let's go and like have a conversation. And like, how can we still work with you? You're our greatest trading partner and we're one of your greatest. So yeah, that's why I think like even putting that ascendant, like moving it to that 29 degrees, it just seems that would work with her.
Yeah. Like I say, the 12 minutes isn't much.
Yeah.
So,
Ronnie, touch on that T-square from Mars's sun to Uranus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it is definitely a wonderful T-square. You got that sun in Aries, you got the Uranus in Libra, and you have the Mars in Capricorn. And that's a fairly tight square. That's not not a loose T-square.
Yeah.
And like I said, that Uranus, can pull a rabbit out of the hat for her and Alberta.
Yes.
So, but the biggest thing for me is the Aquarius North Node. She loves the people. So be grateful, Alberta. I think you have a really good leader here. Now we're going to switch over to her progress chart. There really isn't maybe a whole lot here we need to talk about, but we do have the Saturn Sun. It's a loose conjunction, but it's Saturn at the top of the chart in the 10th house. One of the interpretations for Saturn is that it's government. It's keeping you within your limits, within your bounds. It's stretching out a little bit, but keeping you in line. And it's up there with the sun. Uh, it's still a Taurus Saturn. But now, if you look down in the opposite house, it's not exactly conjunct, but you have her Jupiter and Neptune like extremely close, exact, just within 22 minutes. So I mean that's a powerful opposition, but it's down in the IC in the fourth house of home. She sees Alberta now as like her spiritual home, and the sun is shining on it. Uh, Anything else you'd like to bring up in here, Billy?
Yeah, that's a really good point. And that again, the Saturn will give her the discipline. Even though it's a sign intersection, it's still on the midheaven. So that will bring her leadership, the discipline to be a leader without question. And with Jupiter down there in the fourth house in Sag, it's had its home, so it will expand a lot. That even though it's in opposition, it will still push that through back to the home of Alberta. And I believe, in my opinion, she's leading it the right way. She's
Right.
going to lead it the right way.
Yeah, and Sag is also, one of the archetypes of it. It's kind of like rewriting the story. So it's kind of like at the beginning of a rewrite here. And her north node is progressed into her sixth house, and it's close to Mars. It's not an exact conjunction. It's loose. It's a social conjunction, but there's drive there to get it done. When the Mars is with the north node, there's a lot of drive to get it done.
Yeah, and you see that it has it progressed into Aquarius also.
Right. And look, and her Venus, her vertex is nearby. I
Yes,
mean, in the
it's a
fifth
faded
house,
point.
she's having fun doing this.
Yes,
It's what she loves to be a leader here.
and of course you just can't. Of course, she loves it. She's got a progressed Venus in Taurus, so it's going to make it even a stronger love. There you go.
Conjunct Fortuna, leaving
Right.
the victim of Sedna behind.
Yep.
There's she still has plenty of room ahead of her. Now, let's click over here to now. This is okay, Cynthia. Check this. Alberta's chart is on the inner wheel. Now, some people want to put this chart at midnight. I don't agree. I think it's noonday. If this is the day they were voting on it, this is when Parliament was voting. And it was one of the top orders of the day because remember, they also, this is also the date of a like Saskatchewan as well, the September 21st, 1905. So another province was made on this day, but I think it was the business of Parliament at the Capitol at noonday. This is when I feel comfortable when the vote was taken. And now I'm putting Danielle's chart on the outside. How is she affecting Alberta? Now, couple of interesting, powerful things going on here. We
Without
have
question.
we have a nodal flip going on. Okay, Danielle's chart with the Leo South Node, she's at home on the top of Alberta's chart where Alberta's North Node is here. Now, Alberta's North Node is conjunct the point of fortune, Regulus, the royal star, and Venus. Couldn't be hardly any better for Alberta. And up at the top here, we have the royal star, the South Node, conjuncting. And this Venus South Node connection from Alberta to Danielle is an anchor. It's pretty much anchoring Danielle on course up here. Another serious thing up here in the ninth and in the 10th house is the MC, and I covered up Pluto here. It's right there. So Pluto, Danielle's Pluto is on Alberta's sun, like a zero orb. That's very intense transformation going on there. And that strange looking thing next to Pluto is the asteroid Lilith, and that's where you want to stand out and show your leadership. So notice that that's also on Alberta's sun. So from Alberta to Danielle, it's spanning the whole solar system, so to speak, from the sun to Pluto.
Deep transformation. Deep. She's going to transform Alberta. Her Pluto is going to be active on that sun without question.
Yeah. Now, other things in this chart, maybe not all that important, but this up here, 9th, 10th, here we go. It's looking good. We have now the other thing, kind of Danielle's moon in Cancer is in Alberta's 7th house. So she loves her relationship with Alberta. And there's definite power to move forward on this. Billy, anything else in this chart you'd like to bring up?
Well, I think those are the most important. I mean, her Venus down there in Pisces.
Yeah.
There's that South Node along conjunct their South Node, of course, and her North Node. So, she's going to bring all the environment of love and peace to which she's going to try to do through the third house. So the communication's going to be awesome. She will communicate to the people what's going on. All politicians are politicians. We understand that. But I think in her heart, what she wants to do is do the best for her Alberta province. So that's my opinion.
Now we're going on that third, and remember Alberta's South Node is conjunct Saturn. It's telling Alberta, don't be comfortable where you are. If you have to go out on your own, you can do it. If you need to negotiate your own path, you can do it. So I'm pretty excited. I think it's quite obvious as we look back through her charts that she has what it takes to be the leader of Alberta. Now, Cynthia, Julia, anything else you want to say about her?
Well, in her progress chart, I noticed that I think it was the progress chart. yeah, that the moon has progressed to a new moon. So it's yeah, a new beginning.
I like that. And indeed, that is a new moon still there. That's just very coming into the first crescent. It's a new beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, that's excellent. That's
Yes.
I can't believe I didn't see that.
Let's
Let's see.
where-
Let's see where.
That's why we got 8 eyes.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
and she's like a first quarter moon, just about in her natal chart. So it's come all the way around.
Yep.
And now she's new mooning it. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yep. She's collected, the moon has collected all the information all the way around, and now it's time.
Yeah. And over here we've got let's check the moon positions here.
Yeah, I see.
Moon in Gemini for Alberta's looking for a new place. Moon in Gemini really is kind of it's the twins. It's needing to find a new location. Moon in Cancer, you know, that's kind of a healing moon for Gemini because that's a tough position for a 26-degree Gemini moon just before the moon moves into domicile, which is where it is in Danielle's chart.
Yeah, it seems like she's definitely the person to be leading this.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we can probably leave it here. We don't want to make this too long. But please like and subscribe to this channel, please. I need to get 1 million subscribers in 20 days. Haha.
Vote, vote, vote. Push that button. Push that button.
Okay.
So, in my opinion, I think the people in her are going to pull it off.
Yeah, I think it's highly likely, or they have a good leader. They'll negotiate something good.
Yes.
For them. I think with that Chiron on the sun and the moon in the 12th house and the Mars in the 6th house, I have a feeling that I feel she thinks she's done and she needs to make the right choice for the people. So thank you for joining us today on the Green Knight Prime YouTube show. And I hope I see you again. And thank you to Cynthia and Billy. And we'll sign off now.
Thank you.
Bye.
If I can remember how to sign off.
You're the man.